Today, I will be taking you through this magnificent house here in Tatu City. So it was a structure that stood, but honestly, I'll have to say we basically started this house from the foundation just because there were so many changes and this house is completely different to what we found. Another thing you need to know, there's a huge emphasis on greenery and natural light, so you'll see that dotted throughout from the get. Like from the gate as well as we're coming in, because Fine Urban Construction and Interiors is going green. So I'll be able to really emphasize that point as we're going through this particular property. When you're looking at how we have created this beautiful curve over here, you can obviously tell where we have demarcated to have the nature really play a vital part. We'll have a driveway that is cabro, but keep in mind that we are keeping that to the minimum as possible. The work is continuing. We want to get to that stage where we're putting down the cabro. So you can see here the fundis are just working on leveling the ground. There's a couple of steps that you need to do before you just go on and plop the cabro on the ground. You need to make sure that the ground is level. So that involves taking care of any vegetation that's around. You take all that away. We're building that solid foundation so the ground is nice and stable for the next step. But something that is really, really important is also drainage. We don't think about this, but especially in this season where it's raining a lot, you always need to consider how is the water flowing when you're laying something like this. So now I'm so happy that I get to be here to show you guys the before. You get to see the cabro laid down and it's looking beautiful, and this driveway is finished. It's going to be a carved design because we also want to have a waterfall feature that will exist in this general area. And as you continue, we'll have a parking spot right over here. But apart from those areas that will have cabro, majority of this area is going to have lush grass, and this wraps all the way around. I'm seeing a lot of red soil, and you know that means that it's particularly fertile and ready to receive all the plants that we'll be putting into this environment. So for this section over here, we have a water tank at the bottom, but if you know us, you know we like to conceal things. So over the top, we have the soil, meaning we'll have the greenery, but we'll also decorate it with 2 bowls on there. I really can't wait to see once it's complete. And as the story continues, we're gonna take a couple of steps down so I can really point out some of these things. So we'll have the greenery majority. This area, just like the front, majority is going to be covered in greenery. But what we do want to do is create a small space for the client to have a home kitchen garden over on that section. But we will be creating a partition with wall plants, so it just retains that greenery factor. We have a water feature right over there. We want to create as many entertainment areas throughout this house as possible. So this area will really play a big factor in that entertainment vibe that we're trying to create. So we also had to think of where will people use the bathroom. So it's really nice and tucked away right over here. And this section is actually also very accessible from the house. So you'll see that as I'm moving around. So for the basement, we wanted to continue the theme of entertainment. So what are we gonna do in there? Of course, we're Fine Urban Construction and Interiors, and we're always gonna go one step higher than anyone else. So we're gonna have a steam, a sauna, a game room, and if the client has extra things, there'll also be storage room in there. The let's go up these amazing, lovely stairs to the top of the gazebo. My goodness, I love how the different areas of this house just open up and you get to enjoy the views all throughout. It's great, and I can see exactly why we wanted to make sure that there was room up here for a client to enjoy. So we'll have 2 sections, and this will be section number 1. We will have it enclosed with glass because we want to give the client the option, if the weather changes and they still want to be out here, they can have this section that is covered up. But for this section that is going to actually remain open, we are going to have a fire pit for those nice, cool nights where you're having your glass of wine, as always, and enjoying these amazing views. So let me show you how this directly connects to the house. Just a matter of 1, 2, 3, and voila, we are in the family room. Have the balcony here, and we will have a glass railing for safety. There's going to be a lot of glass in this house because we're continuing to encourage that light to come in. So we're going to have a kitchenette and a bar area in this section, and this is the family room. So we're going to keep things really, really simple. As I mentioned, we do have all the electrical wiring in and the plumbing. So it's just about getting to that next step and starting to install that stuff. So as we're moving on, we're going to head through this room. We're kind of going backwards right now, but you'll see everything's going to come together. We are now in the living room. Oh my goodness, look at that ceiling. Look how high that is. Oh my. It feels like a palace. It feels like a castle. It feels so grand. And I'm so glad that this client found us because we absolutely know how to show this house so much love. So the first thing was giving the client options. Like, we want to give them options of where they could sit. So we're like, they could have the TV wall here, which is where we want to go with, because then everybody gets to enjoy the views no matter how you put the seating. But if you have it on this wall, which is another option, if they chose to do that, you could have it right over here on the fireplace. But we were a bit worried that some chairs would have to be over on that end, and then whoever's sitting there does not get to enjoy the views. They're just like focusing on the TV. But we love a flexible room. So we'll have another massive sliding door. I'm seeing a huge balcony here that connects to the dining room. And of course, for safety, we are going to continue on with the glass. So the living room is spectacular. I can't wait to come back as the project continues. So as we're heading into the dining area, I just want to stop at this section because it's another feature that is all about encouraging that light to keep traveling, but we will make a feature of it with a display shelf. We'll build that into that. And now we're going to take a couple of steps and we're in the kitchen / dining area. This is big enough to fit like an 18-seater. 18-seater, that's insane. And I can already tell we're still going to have a lot of room, but there's so much more to see. So as we're continuing, we are going to have an island. This is going to have 2 islands. The kitchen is going to have the main island, and then we're going to have another island smack bang in the middle of this wall. As you know, it's about creating partition and more working space and just another beautiful feature. If you can have it, absolutely add it to your house. So we're now in the kitchen. This is where we're going to have the main island for the kitchen. So this is the area that's going to work as the fancy kitchen where you put your decorations. Of course, we will have all the functional pieces all around. We're going to have storage, but this is where you're going to keep it spick and span and luxurious and beautiful while all the hard work goes on back here. We have a room back there that's going to be the chef's kitchen. So, you know, all that dirty work that you don't want your guests to see is going to happen back there. And then once everything is ready to plate up for your cutting of your fruits and doing all that beautiful stuff, that's what you get to do in the main kitchen. We're doing very simple gypsum. You can see there's a section here we've done of gypsum, and then as you go to the dining room, we have another section of gypsum. But what's going on here? Like, what's going on in the center? That is where we're going to highlight the beauty of the ceiling by working with paneling, and I actually can't wait to see how many different ways we come up with to incorporate that design into this house. Now, as for this area, obviously you can tell this is where the sink is going to be. We have another structure right over there. That's the guest bedroom. So when our client has guests over, they can have like a private space for them over on that side. So let's head this way. I'm seeing there's no path through that door at the moment. Guys, people are on site, hard at work to make sure that we are hitting our timelines. So we have to work around it and make sure that the work must continue. So over on this side, we have our first guest bedroom within the house. And now we're about to go upstairs and we're actually going to the entrance. We have the common bathroom right over here, nice and tucked away. And we are here now. We have just walked through this maze, but this is the makings of a very beautiful spiral staircase that I will get into next time. So now we are at the entrance, and I want to go all the way back because these are the steps we're going to be using to go up, but we can't ignore how grand this entrance is. Like, look at these columns, like 3 on each side. The designs are different. The molding is beautiful. We wanted this house to really stand out. We are in a neighborhood where there's a lot of people designing wonderful houses from the looks of it. But we always say wherever we're working, you're always going to be able to recognize which house is done by Fine Urban Construction and Interiors. And from the looks of things, I can already tell that this one is going to be one of those houses people are going to pass by and be like, I want that. I want that in my house. Just look at the sheer height of these. Like, these are magnificent. I could stand here all day and just praise all the individual details of the molding, but we have to see what is beyond. Now, the face of the house looks excellent. I can see we've continued the touches of molding on each floor, but most of all, I am looking at the entrance. You can see the symmetry of it. It's so incredible when you get to stand outside and see the symmetry, the magic that the symmetry we've created is doing. But of course, that is adding to the grandeur and also adding to the effect of a modern futuristic house that is going to have a lot of lighting and incorporates a lot of natural features in the design. Guys, I made it. I am on the balcony of one of the first rooms on this floor. I'm gonna reiterate this just in case some of you ask the question. We are gonna have a glass railing here for safety, and then we have another big opening over here that leads out to the balcony. So we're gonna have glass sliding doors with aluminum, of course, of the highest quality, guys. It's about the designer that you choose, because a good designer will always know how to work with your space, no matter how small or how big it is. So for this one, it was just figuring out the layout and where we're gonna have the storage. And another thing is the bathroom. So we're gonna have the sink over there, we're gonna have the toilet over there, and we're gonna have the shower over here. The plumbing is done, you guys. Everything is ready to go. We're gonna include a glass partition, but the thing that I really truly love, you guys know, we like adding niches to the wall where you can display your extra items. So we're gonna definitely do that here. We're gonna have a lighting feature in here, create shelving, so you can really put out your shampoos and shower gels and extra towels, all that good stuff. You even have more room right up here. So always, you're not gonna have to use extra storage in the room. You'll just have it straight in the bathroom. So let's head into the next space, and we are at the second family room. This room is basically the same as what we saw downstairs. We want to make it fun, we want to make it entertaining, so we will have a kitchenette and bar, but just come. I just want to show you the views. This house is truly blessed with 360 views all throughout. So I have to step out to the balcony, of course, sliding glass door, and look out. So far we have seen one of the bedrooms on this floor. So we're gonna transition from here right across, but there's a few things to see as we go. I'm getting a really close look at the makings of the beautiful staircase. I want you guys to see it in the skeleton phase so that when I'm walking up it next time, you can actually see the journey of where we began. I'm noticing the big symmetrical windows that we saw from the outside, and I'm also seeing 2 more spaces over here. So let's get to a more comfortable spot where we can get into it. So this is such a great viewpoint to see downstairs at the living room. So that means that whatever we end up doing on the walls, which you should stay tuned so you can see once we come back to reveal, you'll be really able to enjoy. And actually that big window at the top, that big opening, is also ensuring that light is getting to this part of the house as well. So you can actually see how having that forethought is really helping each corner of the house. It's magical to get to walk through and experience that. It gives me such great joy to know that I'm working with such a great company that has such a brilliant mind behind it, and just being able to clock that and be like, oh wow, that's amazing. So let's continue on. We're gonna start in this corridor. Let's go this way because I actually want to talk about this wall feature with these slats in between. Again, it's all about letting that light travel to every corner so that you don't even have a dark space in this house. We have another big, well-spaced room. It's gonna have the big sliding door over here, and again, we have another big balcony looking out into the backyard, and here you can see where we were talking about earlier with the water tank and beyond. I love that it's here and beyond. At every corner, it's here and beyond. The views are vast here. So let's take a look at the layout of the closet and bathroom. So we have a small walk-in closet here, and we have a bathroom here. Of course, with those details that I've talked about before, with the display shelves and the lighting fixtures, and of course, the excellent layout. So let's go to the other end of this corridor where we have another room, making a total of 3 rooms on this floor. For this room, you have the walk-in closet and the bathroom. It's a bit of a different layout in here, just because of, you know, how it's set up in there. So as we continue on, we now are in the main bedroom, and for this room, the view actually looks out into the front of the house. And you can see why it was super important to us to make sure that that greenery is really spread throughout. So no matter what angle, no matter where your balcony is, you are getting to really absorb the beauty of nature all around. And as always, we'll have a nice big sliding glass door here. Again, layout is gonna play a really important part in how the overall feel of this room is. So we're gonna make our way back outside so we can continue our journey on up, because you can see the stairs are not finished yet. They're just not finished yet. So now we are heading up to the final floor. My goodness, we have made it to the master bedroom, and let's start with where I am. We are on the balcony, and as I've been saying continuously throughout this video, it's all about glass and light, meaning for this section, even the barrier there will be glass, and then as you step in, we'll have the glass sliding doors here as well, meaning all this wonderful views. Okay, it's not wonderful right now because there's a lot of construction going on, but once everything is done, you're gonna have wonderful views and you're gonna be able to see them from this section. So this is just gonna be a nice lounge area, but to continue that flow of light, you can see the design that we have done on this wall. At this point, this is a fine urban touch that you have seen time and time again, which allows light to continue penetrating into a space that would otherwise be very dark. So what is this space? This was a special request by the client to have an office within their master bedroom. So this will be the ideal space. We're going to completely deck it out. You can see how that light is working in. We also have another big window right here, allowing more natural light to come in. And you guys know that at this point, we have worked out all the electric wiring, all the plumbing. So if there's any bits and bobs that we're gonna want to add into this space, we're definitely gonna be able to do it. And speaking of electric wiring, look over at this wall. You can obviously tell by the placement of this that we're gonna have a big old TV there. But this is where I wanna get you guys involved. We have this corner right over here. And if you know us, we'll get really creative with spaces like this. But I wanna hear from you guys, the guys who've been following us. What would you put in this section? What do you think could go into this section? I have so many ideas, but I'm super curious to hear. And keep in mind that we do have another opening here, so just put that in consideration as you're giving out your ideas. So as we continue on, We've actually come to the entrance of the master bedroom right over here. So you would come in here from the stairs, and then over here we have the main space, and this is huge. This is such a huge room. Every single time I've come back, I'm like, is it getting bigger or is it actually just me? Is it just my perception? But you know, this area is gonna be for a kitchenette, just so when you're perched at night, it's easy to just stand up and get like a cup of water. If you don't have your tea in the morning, you can prepare it and sit out on the balcony, but this is gonna be the main area. We have this big opening over here, so you definitely know that we're gonna have the bed over on this side. We have another big opening that will be covered up by glass sliding doors, just to make sure, again, that light is coming in and you're enjoying the views. Now I have stepped out into yet another balcony. This house has extensive views throughout. Like at every corner, you have an opportunity to look outside. So this is a perfect place. We'll of course be adding a barrier right over here just for that measure of safety. You could have a couple of seats here. I've always talked about the fantasy of having an armchair, your newspaper, you've made your tea before you go downstairs and deal with everybody. So let's go into the walk-in closet of dreams. Did you hear that? I don't know if this mic is picking up, but echo. Oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. This is absolutely unbelievable. Like this entire space, this whole space is a walk-in closet. Oh my God, I'm trying not to be jealous, but when you have a house of this size, of this grandeur, of course you're gonna want a place to store all your goods that you're gonna bring in, and you're gonna grow with this house, meaning you'll always want extra storage space. So this is gonna be a marvel once we come in and put in all the storage and we do that great divide of the his and her side. I'm thinking there was a mention of an island with the display, but all that is to be seen. And that's where I ask you guys yet again to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, so the next time I'm here, you can join me. Or if I go to another project, guys, we want you to go on this journey with us. We do all this for you guys, so you can truly see what kind of company that we are. So let's continue into the bathroom. It's another wonderful space. I'm gonna talk about the general layout, and then I'm gonna get deeper into the ideas. So this one's kind of obvious. Right over here, we'll have the shower cubic. We have the toilet bowl right over there. We'll have a jacuzzi over there, and then we'll have the his and her sink here. So what is special? What's actually special about what I've just mentioned? It's the fact that this is no ordinary like bathtub or jacuzzi. It's not gonna be something you can go out and buy. This is gonna be a customized granite jacuzzi to specially fit this space and actually really tie in with the feel of this house. Like, I don't know if I've mentioned this, that we have very particular tones that we're trying to go for. You know, we love our muted tones, but there's gonna be elements of gold and white that are gonna play out throughout. So we have to make sure when you're customizing something, it plays into that. Another really special feature is this wall. We could have left it open, had the glass, put the sinks on the side somewhere, but there's an importance in having a company or a lead designer who truly cares about the investments that our clients have poured into the houses that we get to work on. There is an understanding that our clients have worked really, really hard to be able to invest in these properties. So when we're coming to either redesign or renovate or build up, we want to make sure that every time of day, whether it's the earliest morning when you're brushing your teeth or you're doing your skincare routine right before bed, you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor, because the views here are immaculate. So what are we doing? We are going to have the his and her sink right over here and have a glass panel right there. We're going to have this automated so that you can switch it from being completely clear to actually being frosted. That sounds absolutely magical to me. Like, I've known these things exist, but the fact that I'm going to be here in Kenya being able to interact with something like that in a house that's been done by a Kenyan company is incredible. So on either side, there's even openings. Those are gonna be display areas. Of course, we're always trying to create more spaces to just make a space feel more personal and beautiful. And as we continue on, we have the final space of this master bedroom, and this is a private lounge area. We wanted to create a space that's just for the Mr. and the Mrs. to just relax and enjoy. So this is gonna be really nice, comfortable, a couple of seats here. We're gonna have a bar here, so it's a bar lounge area. And from here, again, you're having really nice views into the backyard. I'm seeing the side of the house. And of course, I'm experiencing a really nice breeze out here. It's really nice. This house is absolutely magnificent. So we're gonna head this way. This is actually the entrance to the master bedroom. So we would be going this way and then that way, but anyway, let's continue. Oh my gosh, there's more work going on here. You can see that we have the well there for the elevator. We have a skylight. Oh, that is bright. We have more light up here. I genuinely believe that this would be a much darker place if we did not create all those openings. You can see the symmetry has come all the way up here as well. And now we open up the space here. We have a bedroom over on this side, great views to the front of the house, well spaced out. The rooms are really going to be about that next step when we're putting in the storage. So we're gonna walk up these stairs. So let's go on up to the roof. Oh my God, it's a bright day. Oh my God, it is chaos. So I'm gonna ask you guys to just ignore everything that's going on, but there's a few things I have to talk about. The skylights always have to lead somewhere, so you can see how they're presented up here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if that's a fifth one, but I'm not gonna go deal with that mabati. But we are on the rooftop. I think you can tell by the state of my hair right now. These are areas that we like to create spaces to enjoy. We have a big, vast space up here. Guys, this is where I ask you to go back to the previous videos to see all the things that we talked about. But every time I come up here, I kind of get lost because of the views. Here, you truly get that 360 experience, but being at the highest point of the house, I'm able to see just how green this area actually is. So overall, this has been a great representation of how we have been able to truly incorporate the natural surroundings into what we are all about as a company and also into this structure itself. So throughout, you have seen beautiful views, you've seen great details, you've seen special attention that we have paid to every detail on this house so far. And it's also such a great representation of how serious we are about our Going Green initiative. You've seen how extensively we have maximized on the plants and minimized on the cabro. But overall, I love that we were able to take this house and completely transform it. And I cannot wait to see what is coming in the future. So here I am ending this video, and I'm going to tell you guys one more time, just one more time. Hit that subscribe button. We have so many exciting projects on our channel going on, and this one, I know some of you might just think like, okay, this is the greatest one, but we have so many things on the channel. Just go in there and scroll and watch all those videos, and then by the time you're done, I'll be back here and you'll be following up on this project. So I hope to see you guys in the comments. Let me know what you think about this project or any other project on our channel, and I cannot wait to see you guys next time. Bye-bye.